recording now. So it's recording now, and someone's gone off signal. But hello, welcome. My name is Placida Acheru, and I'm a business coach and mentor, also the founder of Coaching for Excellence and Unleash Women's Network. I am renowned for helping business owners get more leads, more sales, more clients. I love interviewing people. I love connecting with experts. I like to know where they started from. I like to know how they're successful and how they're making their money. I like them sharing all their secrets. Try to empty them out. So I like doing that. So Blab for me is fantastic because now I can actually do all my interviews, see my experts, and engage with the audience all at the same time. So it's fantastic. And I'm really excited that we're doing this show today, and it's going to be every Monday. It might be more, so I might do it 3 times a week. I don't know. I get really excited over things, but Monday for now, every Monday we'll be doing it, and I'll be bringing you absolutely experts that you go, wow, because they're all so knowledgeable. So today we've got Celia Gates, and Celia is an inventor. I love this woman because, when you talk with her, her mind is so analytic. Basically, it's like she's always analyzing things and creating things, and she always has solutions or answers to the problems that you present to her in a very creative way. And she is an inventor, and she is the creator of the weather forecast. She will explain what that means. It's not the weather as in the rain and sun, but somehow connected to that. So she'll explain better. And she's written 2 books that I'm aware of: The Brainwave to Business, and I've missed the other one. Forgive me, Celia. She'll tell you more about it. But Celia is here, and she's here to tell us how we can grow our businesses and make sure that we leverage and monetize in 2016. We also have Leon, and I've mentioned, for those of you who were here earlier on, Leon is a marketing strategist. He is really, really good. So Leon is on air. He's bouncing off and on, but he would find, he will stabilize eventually. So Celia, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us about you.
Gosh, well, I've had really quite an entrepreneurial journey from the word go, if I look back at it and judge it by the terms other people use. I guess I'm a bit of a free spirit. And that means that I like my own autonomy. I like to be able to make my own decisions and act under my own steam. And really, I think that that's fundamentally what sets us all up to get to where we want to go, to get what we want from life. And when I step back and look at all the work that I do at this point in time around the world, I remember being in a workshop that I was delivering at the University of Thessaloniki in Greece. And one of the students there turned around to me and went, "Celia, it's all very well, fast cars and big houses and all the rest of it, but actually we just want to be happy." And when you stop and stand back from that in itself is I was quite shocked by it. I was quite shocked for a number of different reasons. Firstly, that, and here goes my telephone. I do apologise. I should have been better organised with that. Switch that off. Sorry, whoever that was. But when you step back and you think about that, why is somebody in an extremely inspiring learning environment, surrounded by all of their peers, at the beginning of their independent lives as young adults, not happy in the first place? And actually, when you just step across the road and buy the local newspaper and see the headlines across the front of it, and the fact that, there's no hope for the future, etc., it's very easy to understand how we're conditioned in the way we think and the way we perceive our situations and the way we frame our minds, and consequently how we make decisions, even if it does come down to a decision about how to be happy. We're not necessarily very well equipped through our education, through our societal conditioning, through our own setup, because we're actually conditioned to make patterns in our thoughts to, fast track the way we reach a conclusion, so we don't have to make decisions about how we get dressed or how we brush our teeth or, how we cook something every single time we do it. We can learn from, we can stand on the shoulders of giants and learn from past behaviours. But by the same token, we have to consciously work to disrupt that traditional, usual way of looking at the situation, to broaden our minds and see that fresh perspective that so often gives us that option to our decisions that we hadn't even thought of. So if decisions define our destiny, we can't make our decisions based on the options that we've already got open to us. You hear people all the time, don't you, Placida? What should I do? I can either do A, or I can do B, or I can do C. And it's kind of like, what about the X, Y, and Zs that you haven't even stopped to think about? So really, where I now concentrate a large amount of my attention is in helping people make better decisions. P, I can't actually hear you. I can see your mouth moving, but for some reason right this moment I can't hear you.
Well.
Oh dear, I wonder what I've done to my sound.
I don't think it's you, if you can hear me. Placida, what else did you do? On the left-hand side is a little mute button. Click on and off again to see if that will bring you back on. Can everybody hear me anyway?
Definitely hear you, Leon.
Oh, wow, Cecile. High five and cyber high fives. So if you can't see me, don't worry for now because I'm on camera to shot the video.
Cyber high fives to you.
Let's get Placida. Come, Placida, come with us, work with us. On the left-hand side, there's a little mute button. Just press it on and off on your screen. Can you see that? We can't hear you. Shall we continue and making sure our viewers are okay? If you want to reload and come back in again, because we can't hear you for some reason.
How are our viewers? Can anyone in the chat let me know where you're at, what you're doing, what you're thinking about in terms of business ideas?
We love your feedback.
P, I can still see your lips moving, but I can't hear you.
Can you lip read, by the way? Lip sync for her?
Yeah, let's lip sync for Placida.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this webinar. This blab, I should say. I'm a newbie, by the way. This is my first time on blab. Placida, I was lip syncing what you were saying. Oh, very good, Celia. Thank you for being so helpful.
Yeah. Great. She's actually going to refresh. I think, we'll just wait for her to come back. Dear. That's all right. I think I remember.
So who have we got in the conversation then? Marcia, Stephen.
Yes.
Let's hear about you. I'm all about helping you in my time that I've agreed for Placida in terms of being here right now. She wanted to talk about business strategy and I'm sure had a whole list of really helpful questions. What are your questions? Can anybody add into the comments and let us know a little bit more about what you would like to get out of this presentation about business strategy, monetizing and leveraging resources?
Definitely. I think we should let them actually put in the conversations and introduce all of us and let them know what we are and what our strengths are and what we definitely facilitate for the actual audience itself. I'll just tell you about me. As you know, I'm the elusive one with a little black box, unfortunately. I'll come back with my camera because I've got another switch on. 25 years worth in the IT sector. I've got a plethora of knowledge within marketing and strategies. Thank you, we're back. I'm just introducing myself, Placida. I definitely want to thank you personally for inviting me on this wonderful show today. It's a pleasure and a great honor to be called up at the last moment and to be brought on to tell the world who we are and what we do. So we're the elusive people in the background where we do marketing strategies with automation-wise. Our primary focus is helping small to medium-sized business owners overcome some of these technical barriers that you do find and do face. But more importantly, we give you some marketing strategies to help your business go on and you focus clearly on what you're supposed to be doing for your business. And as we know, 80% of what you should be doing is marketing. So if we help you to do that and generate revenue, that you're supposed to do as a business, that would be great. And not really go down the other way, whereby they give that quote unquote cliche, a business will fail in the first year. Now, it's only to do with getting your strategy that you would go out there with. So I do work for some of the larger clients that you do know out there and have made the big brand names. Myself, I trained over 2,000 people in the Caribbean alone to actually work online, start new businesses. Some have gone to write books. You can see on them Amazon. The list goes on and on and on. We'll be here for about 2 weeks. I doubt everybody wants to hear about me. But more importantly is today, we really want to help some of these guys out there that are struggling with some of these business strategies. And obviously, Placida, take the role. We can hear you now. Go ahead. That's me.
Thank you so much, Leon. Thank you very much. So the topic is, how do we leverage and monetize 2016? What are the steps that we can take as business owners to make it a much better year? Celia, over to you.
Placida, explain the question a bit better. That's way too big.
So how can we step up? How can we step up and make our businesses better in 2016? So Mark is saying, I'm starting out and I plan to launch in 2016. What do you suggest?
Okay, so I guess simple version, we have to face the vision and face our mission. So by that I mean we need to put ourselves up with that attitude that is a can-do one, that's prepared to take action, and that's set up to succeed from the start, which from my personal opinion comes from how we're defining succeeding and failing. And if, you know, we're saying to ourselves, well, actually, provided I'm learning, provided I'm growing, provided I'm connecting, provided I'm making improvements and taking action accordingly, I can't help but succeed. Then that becomes something that we can start to take action towards. But unless we have a strategy in place, unless we know what we're actually trying to achieve, unless we've defined those goalposts to the goal we're actually going to score, then goals can become optical illusions, can't they? Mirages, pots of gold at the bottom of the rainbow. And we spend our whole time miserable because we've never quite achieved them, instead of setting ourselves up to enjoy the journey.
Okay, was that a good answer for you, Mark?
Probably thinking about it.
Okay.
Well, in terms of answering Mark specifically, Mark's starting out and plans to launch in 2016. What do I suggest? Well, in terms of what I suggest, Marcia, I would say don't be too bogged down by that big launch in 2016 when everything's perfect and everything's in place, and until that point in time you're never quite ready to get there. And instead, you know, launch this afternoon. How can you actually, as a minimum viable product, answer one of your potential clients' problems? Yeah. So what is the main problem that your business is solving? Okay. Who's suffering from this problem? And how can you actually go out and solve that problem for them this afternoon? Now, that might be your first client, so you might end up doing it as a freebie, as part of your learning curve. But in doing so, you'll have taken action to start your business. You'll have learned more about what that one specific client needs. And from that, you'll be able to look for more people like them to grow by taking small baby steps, rather than leaving yourself with that massive leap that feels so far from where you are right now, if that makes sense.
I think, just to add to that, I think you're very spot on here. As we know, is what problem are you trying to solve here?
Welcome, Roadblock.
Many people, again, they want to launch, and I find in many practices, a lot of people don't have the focus for 2016, where they should again focus on one particular single things. They try to go out and try to do 10 things, and it's like thinking about it. If we have a rucksack and we've got so many things inside that rucksack, it becomes heavy, becomes a big load, and it doesn't bring clarity here. what is it you do as a business, and can we solve that problem effectively today? Because our customer can say, you even ask a question, what problem did you solve? I help X solve Y. And a lot of people find that very, very difficult to go out and do because they haven't prepared themselves in a way that anybody can understand their business straight away. It's very, very difficult because, again, you are in a circle where so many things are going on. Yeah. And you haven't defined what you do as a business. And these are the things that we have to help you strategically think about first. Why are you doing this? What is your why? Yeah. Focus clearly and keep going in a straight line to success.
Okay, good. Okay, Mark, what are you starting out in 2016? If you're happy to share with us, so that we're able to guide you better when we know what you're starting out. The boss, I'm going to let you in. The question is, what's the plan in starting out? So Mark asked the question, I'm starting out and I plan to launch in 2016. What do you suggest? So do you have any suggestion for Mark on how he can start out? Welcome, the boss.
Yeah, hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you guys?
Are you a businessman?
Yeah, sure. I will show you my girlfriend first. Okay? I want you to see my girlfriend. Hold a second. I will show you the most beautiful girlfriend that I have for a while. Okay?
Can you hear him? Because I can't hear him.
He's showing us his beautiful girlfriend.
Do you see?
Oh, and lots of money.
My girlfriend.
Okay, thank you very much. But the question is, how do we improve our businesses in 2016? Have you got any tips?
Actually, I don't have for now.
You don't have? Okay. Okay, let's get somebody
Because
who has an answer. Yeah.
I'm different.
Sorry. Got to send you out. Open the seat.
This is. Where's the boss gone? We've lost the boss. The boss was about to tell us about a changing economy. And actually, that is pretty much our only certainty in 2016, that there is going to be an awful lot of change. I mean, even when we just look, Placida, how long have you and I been active on social media in terms of using different platforms to share our message? And suddenly, in the last few months, we've seen a number of new platforms open up all over the place. And actually, that speed of change, if I do a lot of work helping people to really realize their ideas, to turn a concept into reality, there used to be some statistics that suggested that only ever became profitable after about a 20-year growth period. Now we know that, that can be a 2-week growth period in this day and age.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually, with that in mind, the boss was about to tell us about change in the air was my gist, and I wanted to pick up on that.
Okay.
I
don't know how to bring him back in unless he requests to come in. So Mark says organizing and managing time for entrepreneurs. I think what he's trying to say is, how do you organize and manage your time as an entrepreneur?
Okay, so I'm reading, your name was Marcia. I don't know whether that's correct or not, but I very much see time as a measure of change. So I'm about to say something massive here. Forget about managing time management, etc., and manage change and measure time. So if I was suggesting to you to, go out and quickly solve somebody's problem by way of getting through change, then effectively the transformation you've undergone is from not having anything to having sort of solved one client's problem and potentially knowing about repeat orders. Then you've gone through one of the cycles very, very quickly. Now you could take until the middle of 2016 to set yourself up for that and manage your time accordingly, or you could look for the change, manage that, and measure the time it takes you by way of accelerating it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good.
Yes,
Leon?
I mean, how do you manage time effectively? In everybody has their own way of managing their time, but more importantly is that if you, first of all, I have a formula called something called TIFF. It equals time, information, and finance, and I think it combines what we just saw from the boss and obviously what Cecilia has just put in. If we weighted these by 100, they would be 33. I'm not going to go too deep of it because I haven't got much time, but if you ask the right questions, yeah, you get the right results. If you go around houses and not be clear about certain things, this is where your time will go, because you're really going into an area where nobody can understand you. So to be effective in that time is down to you to really understand is what you want from that person. Ask the right questions and you will get the right results, and obviously your time won't diminish and very, very quickly, and you'll be spending lots of time. And the first of all, I would say, I don't have a mobile phone, and this is the one biggest thing that will actually eat your time up. And this is why I say TIFF. If you spend too much time on the phone, and the other two will go down to about at least, if it was 9% you spent on the phone, at least 10% will be actually getting you for
even your emails steal your time. Even
I
reading
won't even
emails.
go into there. All right, because that's very, very true. Again, you've got to understand, don't let these other things occupy your time, and spend it wisely. Guard it as best as possible. In my little game, as always says, money has wings, it will fly away. I don't advocate money, but advocate money is not the driving force of the strategies. It's something else.
Yeah, someone said something really important here. Realty auction. Do you want to come online? You want to join us in the chat room? Yeah, so he's saying cut out some of the distractions, focus on the one thing, okay. So they focus on the one thing, and for a set of period of time every day, wake up earlier and do something for yourself. I.e., you write, you work out, you meditate. What he's just suggesting now sounds like the Miracle Morning. I don't know if you've read that book called The Miracle Morning. Lovely book. Yes, fantastic. So the book talks about, starting out early in the day before all the noise starts around the world, and then getting things done. And by the time other people are getting ready to do their stuff, you've cleared off lots of you've cleared off lots of the things that you need to do, and you have enough time to focus on other things. So I started implementing it. Celia knows me. I work really late at night, and waking up in the morning is a struggle. I love my bed and my duvet, and I just want. In the morning, I don't want to get up. In the morning, that's what I want to sleep.
Wow.
It's so funny, but it's the truth. I'm being plain here. So I said I was going to start transforming my life, rebranding me, and I want to start waking up in the morning. I tried it a few times and it didn't work, honestly, because by the midday I was like, oh God, I haven't had my morning sleep. Then when it's almost like when you project into the world something you want to do, then what you say, when the student is ready, the teacher would come, isn't it? And then I went to this conference, and Robert Kiyosaki's wife was talking about the Miracle Morning book and how it has changed her life, and how it had become like her Bible every day. She has to read it, and how her life has improved from that book. So I heard about it the first time, and I didn't check it out. Then I went on Periscope maybe like a week later, and then there was this guy on Periscope saying, oh, I've just ordered 15 copies of the Miracle Morning. I'm giving it out to my followers. And I was like, oh, this Miracle Morning wants me to buy it. So I went online that day and I got it on Amazon, and I started reading it, and I was like, oh my God, this is what I need to fix try and fix that part of my life where I'm working too late into the night. And, I want to start waking up early and starting my day really early. And then I started doing it, and very impressive. I'm so proud of me, like really, really proud. You know how you're proud of yourself? I am really proud of myself that I'm waking up early and I'm achieving goals. My head is clear, and I struggled a bit initially, So what I did was started doing, I think I did 8 a.m. and then 7 a.m. and then 6 a.m. So I've kind of been going 1 hour backwards. But, you know, I'm waking up early now. Celia, you cannot believe it, but, you know, I wake up early now. I wake up early now. So it's a good book to buy, The Miracle Morning. And you start planning your day out, you know, like, you know, what's your real name? What's your name? Realty Auction. What's your name?
I would
So,
also,
like you said, you meditate, you know. Can I pronounce it? Giacomo. I'm so bad at pronouncing names. Sila, can you help me with that pronunciation?
It's Giacomo.
Giacomo. Okay.
Giacomo.
Yes, thank you.
Don't make it worse.
So anyway, you know, you have to start planning, and you know, in business you can get distracted. We know with all this technology. So Blab is here, Periscope is here. I tried Periscope, and I was like a child when I first did Periscope, and I was using it for my walking. I started doing 5,000 steps a day, and I'll use Periscope for my walking. It was bouncing a lot. It wasn't really clear, but I was so excited because there are people like liking me, you know, sending all the hearts and all that. I wasn't even sure if they were seeing anything because it was all bouncy. But I was enjoying Periscope. I haven't really been regular on it. I did one just before this Blab today. And then Blab came up, and when I heard about Blab, I went online and I checked on Blab. I was like, oh my God, God bless whoever created Blab. They've done it for me. I was like, God bless them. I can now chat, you know, but then, you know how you get really, really busy. But, you know, as you are starting out in business, there's so much to do, For me, I would say find a group of people, or even if it's one person as an accountability partner, someone that can help you stay focused, because the distractions are going to be there. There are shining objects that will take your mind away from the real thing. And as you get into the entrepreneurship world and you go for conferences, you will hear this thing and hear that, and you want to deviate from your initial goal. So you need an accountability partner, someone that can tell you that you're being distracted, and you know, join a mastermind group, you know, join a community. I have a community for women in business. And so get a mentor, you know, really, really important. A mentor will keep you focused. A mentor will help you achieve your goal really quickly. It doesn't matter how big you are or how old you are in business. It is really important that you have somebody that you are accountable to. Otherwise, that book will not get published. You know, events will not get launched. Lots of things will not get done because you will get distracted. You know, it's like, there's just too much going out there. And when you see your colleagues or other people in business, you're like, I can do that. And then you want to be a graphic designer, you want to be, you know, you want to do everything. So, and if you're not careful, you'll be working in your business rather than creating the products and services that your clients need from you. So your expertise, you forget your expertise and start learning new things. So stay focused, plan. Get that book called Miracle Morning. I'm not the author of the book, but it's a good book. Get it, and it will help you focus.
I think,
yeah,
definitely. There's a lot to be said for that. Working smarter, not harder, isn't there?
Yeah.
And actually, for me, that involves taking the time to step back from my actual business activities and work on my business rather than in it. And, you know, actually, as a routine for myself, I do that regularly for half a day every fortnight. And literally, I plan 2-week goals and I spend half a day working on. And sometimes, if I'm going through a really big if I'm going through a big strategic change, then that might be much, much bigger. But just on regular day-to-day basis, I do make a point of working on as well as in my business, so that my actions are the short, sharp, quick ways to the results rather than the long-winded, unplanned ways. So yeah, strategy is very important.
I just want to touch on what you said, Placida, at the end of the day, to the listeners. Your experience of actually going through things. I wanted to say things will be very, very new. If you think about how human really learns, we all been taught with a blackboard, and obviously it takes a while. Many people in today's businesses, if you want to try and go out there, they're going to try and think it's going to come out overnight. So things will take a while. And yes, again, it's called the Kaiser steps. Yeah, like you tie your shoelaces, you fall over. You are going to, quote unquote, I'm going to use this word lightly, fail. But the failure is a learning process. Do not look at it as a bad thing. Yeah, you are going to fail. And this is what you've got to fail a lot to learn a lot. Yeah, don't be afraid to do things wrong. Yeah, because you're going to realize you're going to do it in a way that you only know. Nobody else, no matter what people tell you. Yeah, your failure is a good failure. So also stay in your lane. Know what you're good at. Don't try to do something and say, have what I call the me syndrome. I want to do all. You can't do it all. No matter what, indirectly, there's going to be somebody you have to call upon. They are good at what they do. Let them take care of that and just give up that and let them take care of it for you. If you don't know how to barter your service and exchange your time, learn that particular skill itself. So these people will make your business grow faster than what it is. Outsource. Take it from the bigger companies right now. They have other people to build your team quicker than what it is. You probably say, I cannot. And this is the first thing you'll condition your mind to shut it down. You can now. Go out there and be as big as any company that you want. Many bigger companies are now crippling because of people like us. We have the flexibility to actually do a lot of things that other companies cannot do because they've got all these corporate red tape. So for 2016, I would say, keep the focus, really go out there and work with a lot of people. As Placida said, and Cecilia here, they've told you some of the key things that are really, really moving pretty fast. Work with them. We're all here to help. And that's what we do.
Okay, good. Do you know what? I'm sure a lot of you who are watching us may be new on Blab, like we are new on Blab. But just like Periscope, if you like what someone is saying, like if you like what Leon is saying, or he said, touch on a topic, a tip that you like, if you tap on the screen, you'll be able to clap for him. You know, on Periscope is a heart sign. So you clap for him. If you like what Celia is saying, you know, clap for her. And actually, just to encourage, and if you like what I'm saying, you clap for me. It's all part of motivating and encouraging the speaker. You know, Celia, you've just done that. Yeah, so when you're clapping, you actually see the bubbles, you know, in the screen of the person that you're clapping for. Thank you so much. Hey, Bonnie. There's a lady I met on Periscope yesterday, and she said she was going to be here to support, and she's just joined us. Welcome, Bonnie. And if you would like to, you know, take the seat. Hello. Yes, you can join us in. We're just talking about business strategies. And Bonnie.
Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, welcome. Boy,
consultant.
I was just going to support from over there. Or over there. I'm pointing the wrong way.
So. Thank you so much. You know, she was on Periscope yesterday with her friend. You know, I was chatting. I said, I'm doing my first blab today. And they said they were going to join in and support, which is very good. Thank you so much.
No, it's nice. Thank you for letting me have a seat. So, and Leon, welcome. I don't think we've met before. And Celia, hello.
Hi, Bonnie. Nice to meet you.
You guys too. So what do you think?
Yeah, love it. Totally love it. You know, when we started off, it was, you know, trying to get the sound right and trying to get the camera right and all that, which is almost like Hangout. You know, when you're doing Hangout, the first time you do Hangout, it's like you're not sure what you're doing. So it's the same thing, but we managed to get it all working okay now. So it's all good. It's all good. And people are joining in, which is good, you know, and saying hello and asking questions, which is very good. So, yeah.
Hi, Sharon.
So we're just, the topic is stepping up in 2016 and, you know, how to improve on your business, how to leverage, how to monetize. basically how to make 2016 a better year as a business person. So do you have any tips?
Well, yeah, I actually 2015 ended up a lot better than it started because for me, because I got on Periscope and now Blab, and those two platforms have absolutely built my business. So I've monetized both of them, and I love that. So I definitely want to work on scaling even more. And I would like to help more people at once. So I'm starting to do masterminds and group coaching. I have one of my masterminds starts up in about an hour, and then the other one in a few hours. And so I'm starting to do that so that I'm working with more than one client at a time. So between 6 and 10, up to 10 at a time. So that has certainly helped because it's very frustrating for me because there's still only 24 hours in a day. And sometimes it's not nearly enough for me because I'm a one-woman show and I'm cheap, so I don't really want to pay a VA to do stuff because I just don't. So there you go. So it takes me a while to get stuff done. So I definitely want to leverage more and scale more for 2016.
We were just talking about that, Bonnie, before you joined, about that importance of team and growing. And for me, 2016 is two things. It's the entering of the innovation generation, as I've been calling it. And, we are in the age of collaboration, aren't we? Mm-hmm. So how do we grow teams cheaply when we're starting up businesses? I mean, I have certainly benefited from Upwork and, what used to be Elance and outsourcing in that ways. Leon, Placida, have you got any tips? I know, Placida, you do really well offering people experiences on the job as well, training people for your team.
Can I just add there? Yes, I think I would say, listen, if you really want to scale, how much value do you give? Yeah, a lot of people find it very, very difficult to add value, and again, incentivize and for your customer. If you focus more on your customer, again, your customers come back repeatedly, and you'll be able to grow much faster than anybody business. Because the majority of you have this problem time and time and time again, and we all know the customer's right. It's really not about you as a business, unfortunately. Right? It's about the customer. So focus on that, and again, you'll really find you'll really blow up tenfolds. And you and I know your customer experiences you've had just by the normal people can be very, very shocking. And this is an opportunity for you to look at straight away, and whereby it's something where you as a business owner can come in and actually definitely solve just really, really quickly. But again, it swings and roundabouts when you're dealing with corporate companies. Obviously, if you've got to look at how they operate, they require a lot of decisions made from so many people, and their focus may not reside at the customer level until they get into some magical consultant. They spend about $500 million, and they realize, oh, I've got to treat the customer with a bit more respect. And that's just common sense. And I guess it's not common in some places. So, so this is what you've got to really look at. Really, as a small, I'm not going to use small because you're never small, by the way. Don't put yourself, you are a business owner and you're bigger than what you think. Yeah. So going back to said, focus, think about opportunities, and the customer's always right. And that's how you can definitely grow bigger than what you are.
Yeah. And,
good. I like what Leon said about focus on your people, and Bonnie typed it. You've got to focus. The more you focus on people and you give value, these same people would grow your tribe because they would tell other people about the value you're providing, and that would now make your business grow. So they do the work for you. Your tribe will do the work for you. Basically, if you're giving good stuff, your tribe will talk about you. They will tell their friends and family about you, and if they have a large network, they will share to their network. And you see how pictures go viral when it's good, or a video goes viral when it's a good video. that's exactly what your tribe will do for you. If you're giving good stuff, you're going to go viral. They would help you grow viral, and then you will get bigger. One thing I need to add is, as you get bigger, as you put yourself out there, you get bigger, you need to put a plan that will help you in your stage of growth. So you have different stages of growth. As you grow, you need to have strategic plans in place that will help you manage the growth that you're in at each level and at each stage. And that's where, people like Bonnie would come in, or Leon will come in, or Celia will come in, or myself will come in to help you, make sure that you have the right platforms for each stage of growth as you get along, as you grow on. And mentors also, like I mentioned before, mentors are really, really important at every level of your business. Whether it's a mentor to help you write your book, or it's a mentor to help you monetize your business more, to implement some strategies, because knowing how to do something and actually doing it are two different things. So sometimes you might know how to do something, but you never get around doing it. And that's where the mentors come in, because they make you do it. So in 2016, tell yourself, I'm going to implement, I'm going to take action. And if you do need a mentor, your mentor would come to you when you're ready. You would find that person. You will find that person who would help you at that level. It might be from an event, you're being invited to an event and you attend that event and you find your mentor there. It might be from a blab show like this, just listening, and that, oh, wow, this person can help me and guide me through my next step. But, you need that support. They said no man is an island, no business is without support also.
If you don't have any clients, if you don't have any clients, you don't have any business. You don't have a business. That's more important, right? Clients.
And Leon, you said it right at the very beginning. If you don't know your why, then it's really hard to know you can know what action to take, etc. Exactly. But no amount of sort of whipping from a mentor can make you actually engage with that action unless you're excited about it, unless you want to do it, unless it's something you're passionate about. And so, we have to get in touch with our passions, with what it is we love to do. Mm-hmm. Because as far as I'm concerned, building a business, whenever we're building it, the biggest investment you're putting in is your time. And, you're learning. And in order for your business to grow and evolve, I truly believe that it's actually you that grows and evolves in line with your ideas. Mm-hmm. So when I first published first wrote From Brainwave to Business, it was actually called From Inventor to Entrepreneur. Because whilst we're inventing and creating, we're never actually selling our ideas or putting our ideas out there. And so we're only ever spending money. And it's not until we then actually go through that personal transformation of developing our own skills, our own mindset, our own passions and purpose, our spirit and soul, if you will, that our ideas actually follow suit. And increasingly, I'm finding that people are much, much less driven by that big monetary reward as such. It's not about the money, it's about helping people, or it's about, getting my message out there, connecting the community. And really, that's what a social enterprise, the main difference is that it's much less focused on profits, isn't it? We can still make money and direct it back into supporting the community, building the community, helping that grow without not being a business, but we don't have to be solely profit focused in order to mark our success, when actually the rewards are much more personal and much more diverse, and we need to define those for ourselves so that, like we started to say before, we set ourselves up with goals that we can score. If, as the Greek student said at the beginning, I just want to be more happy, feel happier, how are you actually doing that? And how are you going to know that you are feeling happier? Are you going to give yourself permission to, stand in the mouth of the goal and say, woohoo, I've scored it, and let's celebrate accordingly? Or are we constantly going to be chasing that elusive, I'll be happier when I get there, and never stop to enjoy the journey?
Oh, sorry.
No. Okay.
I think it's a really important thing, and it goes back to knowing your why. And, the whole reason I started in business was because when I started, I had $0 and zero support. I started my business with $0. And so it definitely is possible. It definitely is doable. Not ideal, not my choice, but it is, is definitely doable. And I people are like, well, how, because I do an average of 28 live streaming broadcasts a week. So I average once a day on Blab, and I average 3 times a day on Periscope. But that's where all of my business comes from. All of my clients, all my customers, every product and service I've ever sold has come from Periscope and now Blab. And so of course I'm going to spend more time there. And my thing is, I want to help as many people do that as I possibly can, because before that, like Leon was saying, before that, I had a business with no customers. Until July, I had a business with no customers. I had a business still with $0 coming in. And after getting on Periscope and using it effectively, 6 days later, I was selling all the stuff that I had for sale before I got there. So yeah, I know how that feels to have a business with no customers. And that's not a business, but I was working really, really hard. So I didn't want to call it a hobby, because I've never worked that hard in a hobby before. So I didn't know what it was, but it definitely changed with live streaming.
We also got to look at
and hey, when you love what you're doing, what's the difference?
Yeah, I think we also got to look at, as I said, it's about strategies and about business right here. There is sweat equity. Guys, look, I mean, those of you starting out, I'm sorry to say, look, there's no big red magic button out there. Please, I don't care what anybody tells you. If you give $1 million, you can borrow a loan, you can borrow as much money, but you've got to put some work into here. Yeah, it has to be. We guys here, guess what? We may even work more than 8 hours a day. And I'm telling you, some of these people, I can tell you now, around the world, we have to stay up different time zones. What have we got to do? We've got to put some effort. I mean, you've got to work smarter here. But again, if you really want this to happen and make it evolve, you've got to be around, be in the right places, really do much more than the average person. And you are really in control of this. So, just to stick here on the topic, and then again, I would love to give these people on the call today some prime examples and something to go away with or to add value. So, again, guys, if you're on right now, you're listening, I suggest invite your friends, because these people on this call are the cream of the crop. They're giving you some real good advice, and I have to give you, cyber high fives, because this is what we want to see. Yeah, because you don't get this in any training school, any college, or anything, guys. These are giving you real life, up to date, real time, how it is in today's world and what we have to face through when you really want to go for 2015. Guys, I'm going to click all your buttons, give you some fives here, because you're doing a wonderful job. Go ahead. I'm going to collapse. Continue.
I need to actually pop out. I have a mastermind that starts in 5 minutes. So I just wanted to come in and say hi and give you some support. I'm like, oh my God, she's on. So, because I was like,
thank you so much.
Like, wait a minute. I think it's around now. And I go on Blab and there you are. So
super purpose. Thanks for your participation.
Good to meet you,
Bonnie. Thank you very much. Thank you, Bonnie. Bye.
What an inspiration, the volume of work that you're doing. I mean, 3 live broadcasts every day and a Blab as well. People take inspiration from that. It is about doing it.
That's right.
Do.
That's it.
And learn on the job.
Thank you. Thanks. So,
thank you so much.
Guys, I love it.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah, it's it. Take care.
Bye.
The other thing I was going to say is...
Oh, that was so nice of her, we were just on Periscope yesterday and then she's here. Thank you so much, Bonnie, for, joining us and just, adding some spice to what we're doing. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, yes.
Can I carry on, Pete? Because I was getting excited there.
Oh, yeah, carry on.
By what Leon was saying, it's Global Entrepreneurship Week next week, just so everybody knows. Once a year for a week, we celebrate global entrepreneurship in 150 plus countries. So there are literally hundreds of thousands of events happening in your hometown. If you go on the website and look it up, plenty of places to get involved. But as I was saying, commenting on the current state of affairs, one of the things that I take slight umbrage with is when people in some of these circles of high success development and peak performance and supporting the next Facebook startup success story, etc., present this concept of you're either in business or you've got this lifestyle business going on, which somehow we slightly sneer at in a funny sort of way, almost as if it, not that long ago, we used to refer to people that talked about organic growth within their business as actually not really having a very clear strategy. It was a good sort of term to hide the fact you didn't necessarily know what you were doing. And actually, at the moment, that whole idea of being a lifestyle business as it being something that we shouldn't be aiming for, I find really, really contradictory, because we should be setting ourselves up with lifestyles that we love living. And part of that is funding that lifestyle, which is the joy we have and the liberty we have when we're working for ourselves, is to actually design something that we want to be a part of. So that, you know, they actually say 90% of our mistakes are errors of perception, not logic. So logically, we're really good at building a ladder and climbing it accordingly. What tends to happen is we get up the ladder, maybe halfway up it, maybe even to the top, because we're so focused on, you know, that step leads to that step leads to that step, that we then sort of stop for that moment to catch our breath and kind of turn around and look back to where we've come from, only to go, I never wanted to be here. What am I doing here? I hate this. It's really stressful. Like, I never have a spare moment of my own time. You know, I'm working for myself, but everybody else owns me because I've built myself into the worst job I could ever have imagined, if that makes sense.
It does.
And so actually, when we take the time to sort of step back from the situation, to engage in conversations like this, where, you know, you get to hear other people's perspective, that invariably broadens your own perspective before you start to go down that logical ladder part of the process, can save you so much time in the long run. So sometimes when we actually do what I call divining direction rather than deciding in black and white. So, you know, if we're talking about it as a journey, and that, you know, are we nearly there yet? Are we nearly there yet? Or, you know, just around the corner. Let's get to the corner before we actually decide where we're going to go to next. Let's just set ourselves, you know, if you're driving on the road in the fog, it's follow the two white lines, isn't it? I mean, you can't necessarily see where you're ultimately getting to, but you can follow the two white lines. So let's set ourselves two white lines, get to those two white lines, and then we can see two more white lines, and get to those and two more, and keep that end vision, know that final destination, but concentrate on building perception along the way, and never necessarily deciding too much, black or white, yes or no, right or wrong. Rather, maybe I don't know enough about it. What more questions can I ask? How can I experiment? How can I minimize my risks and learn on the job? I mean, that's really what we're doing.
I think.
Yeah, totally. I totally agree with learning on the job. And I always say, even if you think you know it, when you hear another trainer or speaker speaking on a topic that you already know, pretend that you don't know, allow yourself to learn, because you will listen, you'll be able to get some tips that you can implement in your business. You can't know everything. There's no way you know and understand everything. So for me, that's what I do. If I go to a conference, I might go to a conference where the speakers are as knowledgeable as myself, or maybe better or less, but I pretend that I don't know so that I can learn. I allow myself to learn, because if you don't allow yourself to learn, then you're going to be stagnant. You're not going to grow. You know, you'll be stuck in your own knowledge, but you need to expand your knowledge and allow yourself to try out new things. So like Blab is here, allow yourself to try out new things too. So don't say, oh, okay, I'll tell you something I did. When Facebook first came out and I heard about Facebook, I was saying, it's for the kids. It's for the youngsters. It's not for my generation. It's for children. That's what I was saying, but I was wrong. And then I went to an event, and then this guy at the event said, are you on Facebook? And I said, no, it's for children. He said, no, you can do business on Facebook. And so I went onto Facebook, and he was absolutely, totally right. I don't know if he's still on Facebook, but I am using Facebook really well. You know, a lot of my clients coming from Facebook, my speaking engagements coming from Facebook, from social media basically. So people find me on Twitter, on LinkedIn, and I've used social media really well to grow my business. So allow yourself to learn new things, allow yourself to test out new things. You don't have to be an expert in it, but try, you know, and if you are a coach or a mentor, and you know you haven't tried out Blab, try out Blab like we are trying out Blab today. If you haven't tried out Periscope, try out Periscope and see how comfortable you are with any of the platforms. And if you're not on Facebook, investigate how you can use Facebook for your business, because the world's changing. You know, we're in, all I say, a technical world basically, and it's going to evolve and keep evolving, and new things are going to come out. But if you don't allow yourself to take in these new things and implement them in your business, you'll miss out on potential clients. You know, Bonnie was talking about how she's grown her business using Blab, and she's monetized Blab. You know, it is possible. She is an example that it is possible and is doable. So if you are a coach, a mentor, or whatever business you're in, try out the new tools. Don't shut yourself down. Don't say, oh, I don't have the time. You need to create time for your business, and you can't leave your business in the hands of every other person except yourself. So you need to be involved in your business in every aspect of it. Yeah. In the media, in the marketing. And people say, oh, I'm not good at marketing. Hey, you've got to be at marketing. You've got to be good at marketing. You've got to be good at sales, because no one can sell your business better than yourself. So you've got to be good at sales, and you've got to be good at marketing. It should come out from you naturally. You know, if you're passionate about it, then it would come out naturally from you.
I just want to add to that. Yeah, I just want to add to that what you said. This is one of the things that we do as strategies that people understand. Okay, as you clearly pointed out, again, you should know, you're the only person that you're in the business, but there are smart, try to attract people that are smarter than you. There is a reason why because of these people, they know more than you. Yeah, let them come into your business, and obviously that's what you want to try to attract these people around you, because they know this business better than you. And guess what? Rather than you trying to work it out, let them work it out, because they will do it much quicker than you. Yeah, I don't know everything, but again, I've got 8 computers behind me, and I've got 25 years of experience. But there are people that come into the business that, even my son, I can tell you, he showed me how to do something on Skype the other day, and I was totally blown away. So that shows you, yeah, no matter how you are up in the ladder, where you think you've done every master degree, this, that, and the other, there's going to be somebody know something about something. So as Placida said, allow your mind and open up your mind to accept new instructions. One thing I always say, Stephen R. Covey says, seek to understand to be understood. All right? So if you don't understand something, just try to find out. I put it in this way. If somebody was speaking a different language to you, you don't understand what they're talking about. So, but there are some key things that you'll be able to acknowledge straight away. Pain, because of facial expression. They don't have to speak the language. Yeah, and if you just pay close attention, is they're pointing to an arm, this is what they're talking about. Yeah, because you will understand the actual language here. All right? Be a good listener, not a good talker. Yeah, we love to hear our own voice. Go ahead, Zamia, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm loving to hear my own voice.
All right, go on.
But I was just, again, carrying on from what you're saying, listening to ourselves too, and what it is we're really trying to say, rather than what we think we want to hear, which we're often quite good at doing. You know, I mean, whether it be going into the victim role of, oh no, you know, I'm never going to be able to do this, I can't do it, just because we almost like to have that, oh yes you can, sort of come back to us, or versus the, yeah, this is easy, you know, I can jump straight in and do it, everyone else is doing it, means I can definitely do it, sort of arrogant attitude. And we've got voices in our head that speak both those languages, don't we? And sometimes they can speak them in quite destructive ways, you know, that sort of put us down, you useless fool, blah blah blah, you're so lazy, you never do anything. Or, you know, over egotistical ways. And actually, I believe that when we can take the time to, you know, I talk about doing it in our business, but doing it in ourselves as well, step back from ourselves to actually observe our own thinking, and then not necessarily change the message. You know, the job still needs to get done, however lazy and useless and we're telling ourselves. We can just change the way we actually say that. You know, how would you say that to your best friend? Well, tell you what, come on, sit down, do it for half an hour, and then you can have a cup of tea afterwards, or, you know, whatever it might be. But where we actually set ourselves up to be more supportive of ourselves in our endeavours, because that's the best support we can rely on when it's really, truly there for us.
I think...
I've seen the time, and I'm afraid I'm going to have to go fairly shortly.
Right.
But in terms of encouraging people to do something new, and in terms of helping you to step back and look at your situation slightly differently, may I kindly issue an invite to the Global Brainstorm next week to your audience here today? People are very welcome to come and experience this critical and creative thinking tool that I work with, that stimulates sparks of genius, so to speak, by bringing lateral and logical thinking together at the same time. That's when our brains are most likely to have those innovative ideas that don't otherwise occur to us. So I run a series of events throughout Global Entrepreneurship Week that give you the opportunity for free and live online to step back from your usual way of looking at your situation and come up with some fresh ideas. You have to sign up at theglobalbrainstorm.com though. So if you want to do that.
Yeah, so Celia, do you have plans to do a blab? It would be nice if you did a blab, because, you know, like how we did the Hangouts, you know, a few years back. If you did something similar with blab, that would be really good.
I think that's a great idea. And this is my first introduction to the platform. We're definitely using Periscope. We'll use blab as well.
Can I just add
good.
Can I just add to that? Just want to clarify, Cecilia, I've actually put in the link in the actual chat window for Global Entrepreneur Week. Is that correct? I don't know if you know. It's actually gew.co. Is that correct, or am I right in that way?
Yep. And then if you Google so the hashtag is GW15. Each of the individual countries have their own, you know, we're GW UK, there's GW US, there's GW AU, etc., etc. EU, Ecuador, I mean, literally 150 plus countries.
Yep.
So language as well. Yep. So Google Global Entrepreneurship Week or simply GEW 2015, and you'll definitely come up with something. Otherwise, Leon, that is a good link. That's the main website link.
And the stuff that you were talking about of your practice, I mean, can you give any more information for the listeners right now? And is there links, anything they want to visit to? We want to make sure that people get there and understand what it is that you're doing. So, you know, when we say it, guess what? They may forget it. Just put it in black and white ink so they can click on it and off they go and do what they want to get to. All right?
Yeah, so...
Put you on the spot, I know.
That's all right.
Go ahead.
I just lost it slightly.
The
Global Brainstorm. That was from Brainwave to Business that Placida was talking about to start with. It's really a summary of my learning, turning my idea into a successful business. I think I write on the back, if I'd read this first, I'd have saved myself £94,000 in costly mistakes, which is no word of a lie, because I took a lot of action very quickly and learnt the hard way, which at times was slightly costly. But nevertheless, but really the Global Brainstorm is a free platform for Global Entrepreneurship Week, where you can delve in, use this thinking tool called the weather forecast, and it's whether to do one thing or whether to do another, to help you broaden your own mind, and so that you make some good decisions and do that working smarter rather than harder element of life. Thank you.
Yeah.
P, what a fantastic platform.
You should do, honestly, you should do a blab, you know, so that the audience can experience how the weather forecast works. It's a very beautiful tool that's, you know, that you've created there.
Thank you. I love it.
Thank you very much, Celia. I know you've got to run off. Yeah. Thank you very much for giving us your time today.
Thank you all. This has been a really inspiring conversation. Lovely to connect with the platform. Lovely to connect with you, Placida, again, and to meet you, Leon. Really inspiring our spent together. Thank you all.
Take care now. Excellent.
Okay then, bye for now.
So
Oh
just me
wow!
and
So
you.
Celia is gone. Thank you, Celia, for joining us. And if you want to take the stage, sit down and discuss business, we're happy to accept you in. So the seat is open, open seats. Sorry, I've locked it again. Seat is open. You can join us. Have I locked it? Hold on.
No, it's open. I
I
can
think
see it
it's
actually.
open now.
It's
Yeah,
open.
it's open now. So you can join us and tell us about your business, tell us what you do. And if you need any help in any area of your business, this is the time to ask us questions, ask Leon. Leon is an expert in marketing, myself inclusive. Also I love digital marketing. It's sweet when you see the results. When you're doing the work, sometimes it can stretch you when you're doing the work, but when you see the result, it makes you happy. You smile because you put in the work and the results there. So that's what makes me keep going. And when my clients come back really happy, makes me happy too. So join in now, ask any question. We're happy to answer your question. Let's know what you want to know about leveraging your business, stepping up in your business in 2016. It's only a few months away, so with 2 months away. November, I'm not counting November, so December, yeah. 1.5 months away in 2016.
Yeah. I think it's key what you're saying here is that feel free guys. This is a great opportunity, and I think Placida, you're going to get a high five from me and hats off for doing this. It's quite surprising. I'm a techie guy. You brought me to a new platform with a lot of people exciting and buzzing. If you're new in business right now, I suggest you fire any questions to us, and I can guarantee you guess we'll have an answer for it. Because you're in business, you want to start off. There are going to be lots of challenges, and I think today is a great topic to start off with because a lot of people, my clients, find it very difficult to start a new business. What is a strategy? And, many people go into business and not with a strategy. And I look at it as again, you don't go into a supermarket without a shopping list. Many of you are probably thinking you probably don't. You do, because when you walk up to the supermarket, you already made a decision to go and solve a problem. You're hungry. Think about that. And this is how humans think. Yeah. And you've always got to have a strategy to understand the human and what they do for them to actually buy from you. We've got to build up a relationship. And a lot of people don't know how to do that. We just don't walk up to someone to say hi. All right. Well, you probably do and say hi and hello, but again, that greeting and the way you even express it in the tone is like an email. So we've got to make sure that initial conversation that you have with somebody, it has the right sort of tone or way by you can introduce yourself to them. Some people don't like to be sold to. All right. Some people like things up front, and to be honest. So you've got to determine this and what is the strategy, how you go about it. There's many ways. I can't tell you, say this will be the perfect strategy, because guess what? You may actually you're not only aware and how to follow up. We mean by you do something, and whereby you've got to create another action to do this. So today, again, this topic today, where we've got different type of strategies, what you should be doing for 2016 if you haven't started. Throw some questions like that. I like these questions. I like to take on new challenges to see where your mind's at and what you're doing in the business and what you think. What are your pain points? What do you find difficult? Throw them out, because tell your friends right now if you're starting businesses. As we said before, I don't advocate money as the root to all this. There is something really, really behind all this that you really, really want to go out and do this. It does take some time. Yeah. If you've seen all these people again online, they're making these so-called, these magical breakthroughs. They went through the same things that you're going to go through. You are going to bump your head a few times. So get a bandage box and some stickers, whatever it may be. You're going to feel this. Yeah. You may, again, and it's quite important that you do experience in this, because it can also be quote unquote fatal, whereby you may be working more than hours and you may become an injury. And as I said, build a team. If you do build a team, that means if you become ill, in your business by working so hard, your team members can actually take the weight from you. You've got to be careful. You've got to have the 8-hour rest. And I can go into that particular thing with everybody today. Actually, do you mind? Can I go into that, Placida? Talk about the eight. Okay. So this is what I'm going to say to you guys, and I'm going to be very, very honest with you. And this is what it's all about. In business, there's two types of people. All right. Oh, actually, in business, and again, in the world. All right. There's a thinker and a doer. Now, you've got to class yourself where you are. If you're going into business right now, I'm going to break something down to you. And those who are listening, everybody is good at maths in here. So I'm going to play a little game. I'm going to see if the actual crowd is listening. I'm going to predict an average person and their day. And I want you to know if you're doing this right now, if it's going to be average day. So guys, first of all, I want to make sure that everybody in the chat room is listening. Can you just say hello and just type, we can hear you okay? So everybody in the chat room, and if you're typing on your computer systems, type hi. Let's give you a second, and maybe a bit of a delay. Hello, great stuff. Let's go one person here. Anybody else? Give it a second. One or two people are saying hello. It's a bit of a delay, but again, I think we're going to see how much of a delay it is. But okay, I'll go ahead. I'll proceed. So what we've got here is that we're going to predict the average day. I want you to understand this strategy. If you understand how the average consumer is doing what in a day, you'll be able to understand the strategies of marketing. So we on a whole, we wake up at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock or not, whatever, some like us 10 o'clock. And we spend 1 hour getting ready for work. We then spend 1 hour traveling to the job we hate. So I don't know anybody loves their job, all right? Unfortunately. Then we spend 8 hours at the job serving somebody. That gives us 10 hours. Now, we spend 1 hour traveling back home. Then we spend 1 hour paying bills, watching TV, watching Hollywood Housewives, or kissing the dog, or whatever it may be. Now, then, well, that's 12 hours if you haven't calculated. Now, we spend 8 hours quoted by the doctor. You need rest, and that's quite important. Yeah, 8 hours. If you don't, you go cuckoo. Now, if you subtract that from 24 hours in a day, that gives you 4 hours left. And if you're trying to run a business like that, and this is what you're competing to against your normal job and trying to run a business. And that's why they tell you a business fails or it doesn't work. Because of this situation. The system has been brought up to saying, okay, you are actually allotted to do those type of hours. The majority of you are trying to do that and say the business didn't work. But that's why it didn't work. Because the system is probably set up in a way that you have to work those hours. And some of you are working more than 8 hours. Yeah, they're working 10 hours. And 2 hours is not sufficient to even focus on that business. It will take you even approximately 1 hour to even get started and situated. So really and truly, if this is how they work out, guess what? When you work so-called 8 hours, you're only working 6. Because the other 2, you're actually trying to get up in the momentum of things, and you get distracted with your emails. And guess what? When you're going home, the last hour before you go home, you're already preparing yourself, getting your bag, and you're ready. So that's what's really, really happening. This is why you've got to respect time. Yeah, and understand what you've got to do as a business owner. Yeah, and understand if you've got employees, they're going to think exactly the same way. So all these things are quite important. Again, even in your customers, they wake up at 9 o'clock. They may not be ready to receive a message, but you're sending an email to them. That's why they don't open it. They're doing other things. So be careful. There's so much logic, and when it comes down to marketing strategies, this is what we monitor on a daily basis to understand how to communicate to you. People are in different time zones. Where we are, we're moving into the evening. And obviously, you are in Europe, Americans, you're getting up. So no two messages can be exactly the same when it comes to geographic location. Yeah, we also use different terminology and phrases. I'm sure the people in America on here, if we sent you something to do something to United Kingdom, you wouldn't know what we're talking about. So bear that in mind. when your community what is your targeted audience, what problem are you trying to solve, and what sort of, again, how much value are you bringing to the table? If you don't understand value, and you've never heard of the term, and you really don't understand it, I suggest you definitely find out, communicate to some of us guys that probably can help in that way, and make you understand what it is. It doesn't have to be monetary. And really, at the end of the day, I've seen, it's just what you give. At the moment, we're giving so much value here. Yeah, this particular forum today has so much value, whereby you can come in and ask questions, get the things that you do require from you. Feel free, test us. What do you think, Placida?
Thank you. The time management does not exist. It is rather management of ourselves within the time. Everyone only has 24 hours. I totally agree with you, Tammy.
Hey, there you go.
Tammy said time management does not exist. It is rather management of ourselves, which is really, really true. Totally true. If we manage our time well, we will be able to achieve our goal. And, do you know what? I went to an event, and this is Andy Harrington. I don't know if you know him, but he said something which is totally, absolutely true. He said, if you shut down, I know that we need Facebook and we need Twitter and we need all that, and that's what we teach. I teach visibility, make sure that you're using the platforms and all that, make sure that you have your presence on them. But if you shut down Facebook for a month, and use that month to focus on creating a product that's going to bring you money in your income,
right.
People might not even notice that you are gone. He said, nothing happened. And the way he said, nothing happened. He said, he shut down to create his book, the book that is generating lots of leads for him today. I know when he published that book, and he used that book as a lead generation. And he was able to sell 7,000 copies within the period he was promoting it. He sold 7,000 copies of that book. But he said he had to shut down a time, disappeared from Facebook to focus on creating that book. And that book is now monetizing his business for him. So in 2016, you need to think about what product do you need to create and focus on it, shut down every distraction. And then when you've created that product, then come back onto the social media, because you now have something to offer. You can't, you can't be everywhere. And okay, hold on. The essence of the social media platforms is for you to drive traffic to your website, to your page, to build your tribe. But if you're on social media platforms and you're doing all this stuff and you're not building a community, you're not building a tribe, you're not selling anything, what are you doing? Is it a hobby?
What is your why?
No, it's true. Spend time on things that will monetize your business, because at the end of the day, you need to pay your rent. You need to take a break and go on holiday. You need to take care of maybe your mom, to buy a bed. You need money to do stuff, maybe medical bills, education, sponsor yourself, higher education or whatever. You need money. And so your business has to be able to provide you the money that you need to live a better life. So if you're doing a business and you're not making money, then you think of what's missing. There's something missing. It's either you're not doing it right, there's something missing in it. And then you need to fix what is missing. So social media is good. I teach social media. I say get online, be visible, but be visible wisely.
Yeah,
okay?
I think
Be visible wisely. So that will be my own tip for 2016 is be wise in your business. And Fabian Fredrickson said, Fabian Fredrickson, I think that's how you pronounce her name. She also say, don't spend time on things that will not provide you any income.
That's it. Yeah, focus on your highest paying tasks.
Don't spend time on things that will not provide you income. And that includes chit-chatting with friends who are not helping you to be a better person.
But I think...
No, it's true.
It's very, very true. I mean, it's... Unfortunately, this is a habit, and the habit we have, and this is what we're born into. How do you start to determine who's who. And when I was actually starting my business, I actually severed a lot of people because, as I said, the worst enemy is that telephone. You will get distracted. People are going to tell you, come on this latest fad. You've got to make a decision. Either you do the opposite thing or you follow that person. Now, you as a business owner, remember you said, you are the one that makes the decisions. But if you're following somebody else's advice here, you are to blame here because you're following somebody. All right. So this is a lot of things that people do find difficult nowadays because, you don't know where to turn because everybody's telling us do this, do that, do that. What? But you should take in 10% or 20% and make the decision of what you've got to do for your business. Remember, the business is like stuff. It does need a wage. This is what people go wrong. You don't get paid straight away, unfortunately. The business gets paid. If you focus on that, the business was always money. The business always can go. It can maneuver. If it doesn't have any money or anything or sort of collateral, it's going to be stifled. You cannot grow because you always be thinking, all right, the business can't do nothing, X, Y, Z. So, and I think a lot of business advisors probably don't tell you, or some again, a coach or mentor, they'll probably tell you to get up and go. But let's look at excuse me, I'm just touching my camera. They won't tell you how the business cash flow should run. Yeah, they don't explain to you, how do you make the actual pound or dollar turn to 3 to 4 to 5 things. This is a strategy. This is where us like Placida come into place. Understanding what strategies or to deliver. Here, whereby you can have one person and they can actually spin the business about 4 or 5 times. And again, going back to what I said, adding value. Yeah, majority of people are unaware on how to do this in a way that it makes sense. All right, so that way. Placida, what else have you got? Because I know you got abundance of things. I'm going to be here. I remember I can go in here for all day long. Yeah, talking about what we're going to do.
Well, we've got to round up soon because I have an interview.
Okay.
I've got an interview tomorrow. I've got another one. I've got a blab show. I'm being interviewed on blab on Wednesday. Oh, wow. So which is going to be my second blab show. And I really appreciate everyone who's joined us today. Really, really happy. Thank you very much for supporting us on our very first blab show. Thank you very much. And thank you for sharing. A lot of you have tweeted. Thank you so, so much. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you, Leon, for your tips. And yes, we struggled a bit at the beginning, but we kind of balanced out later. We're going to be doing this every Monday. I'm loving blab. I would love to do it 3 times a week. I would really love to do it 3 times a week. So I'm going to see how I create time to do it 3 times a week. Maybe I'll do the business bit. I don't know how I'm going to share it, but I'll think about it. For now, it's just going to be every Monday. I'll create that time for Monday and then see how it carries on. But I love the engagement, and the next time I'm sure we'll have more interaction. Today has been more of the speakers. We're learning. You are learning. It's our first time. I think we haven't done badly for the first time. We haven't done badly. We've tried.
No, it's very good. I think I wouldn't worry.
Tell us, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about our first try on blab? Do you think we did well?
I think we done well. I mean, again, guess what? Listen, more importantly is we added value. A lot of people have come in the door and are moving in and out, and it's not a situation that everybody disappeared. Again, if you want to look at the stats, we've got about 68 people viewing again all round. The majority of people again. They will listen, and that's what we're here to do, regardless what it is. And everybody will interact because they're shy and they want to do. That's fine, and that's more important. We all want We want again to listen to people that have problems, and everybody's got different problems. But again, we understand these types of things, and as you may be a situation you want to share with us offline. And that's things that again, as I said, Placida, I don't think you ever told anybody how can they get hold of you, and what's the next step, because I'm sure there's lots of people, and when you're recording this and I know you're going to spin it back and send it through all the channels, and I will do so too. I will share it below with the groups and what we've got ensure
Well,
people
it's going
know
to be
that.
on replay. It's going to be on replay, so they'll be able to watch it. And the shows are going to be on replay so that people can get access to it. And I think I'm not sure now, but I think I'll be able to put it on YouTube. I'm not sure. I'm just going to check that out. But it's going
You
to be
will.
on replay, so yes, you can watch it again for those who
Okay.
have missed it. We haven't done badly. There are 13 people viewing at the moment, and we've had people come in and gone off. Stephanie, thank you for joining us. So yes, the reason why I'm ending, I could go on, but the reason why
You
I'm
better.
ending is that I've got an interview, which is supposed to be starting. I've got an interview. There's no rest for the successful. That's what I told a friend of mine one day, and we were talking, and I said, "There's no rest for the successful. When you're growing in your business, you've got a lot to do. It's just that we need to be able to manage our time, like Tammy said. It's all about managing yourself so that you're able to achieve better, achieve your results and achieve your goals. And sometimes I'm amazed at myself. I keep saying it on the things I've done, and in the short term. And Leon, I was in hospital earlier this year, from a coma, and having been in coma for 24 days, and to be out and done all these speaking engagements, TV, radio, and all, and all that. It's amazing. So I even surprise myself sometimes, but I'm glad that I'm able to do this blab, and it's going to get better. I've touched base with a few of my big friends and people who I know, not just big, but thank you very much. Thank you, Tammy. Not just big as in, they have a lot of money, but knowledgeable big, as in they know their stuff. And there are people who have hearts, people who like to share, because I like to share. So I want to bring people who like to share so that they can be honest about their sharing, and they can share with their heart, and people can learn, So those are the kind of people I'm inviting into the show. Next weekend, we have a lovely lady who is going to come in. Today, I said, when I was creating the blab, I sent her a message on Skype, and I said, I'm just creating my blab show for my first blab show, and I would like to bring you along. What are you doing today? It was like last minute, and it was like real spot on, and she was really, really busy, but she was so excited. I said, Placida, we're going to have a blast when I come in. So she's going to come in next week, Monday, and it's going to be wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So thank you very much, everybody. Leslie, thank you very much. Hattrick and Ramsey, thank you very much for joining us. We are kind of rounding up now because I've got an interview and I've got to run off. But I've enjoyed myself today on Blab, and Leon has been beautiful, very, very nice. Celia Gates, the inventor, has gone off because she's got something else to do. And we had Bonnie. Bonnie was here to help us. She's a regular on Blab show, and she was here to support us. And the Blab team came to support us also. So thank you very, very much, everyone. And I look forward to connecting with you guys. I think I should just give 5 minutes for people to just tell us where they are viewing from. Where are you located? Let's just have 5 minutes to do that. Where are you viewing from? So we're in London. Florida, Tammy, Chicago, wow, US, fantastic. That's so good, Leslie. Thank you so much. Tammy, Florida. Oh, thank you. What time is it there? What time is it in
midday?
Chicago or Florida?
East Coast, it'll be midday Chicago.
So it's 11:36. Okay, okay. Oh, good. Oh, good, very good. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, everyone, for being a part of this show. And we're going to make it better. It's the first one today, and we're going to make it really good. I love to give. I love to empower people. It's in my nature to. I've always been like that from when I was a child. So when I became a coach, everyone just said, yeah, you've always been a coach. It's just that you didn't know it was called coaching then. So yeah, that's me. So we're going to have lots of fun on the Blab show. And I've called it the No Fluff Business Show because we want to say it as it is. We want to tell people how it is. And then the next show, we'll have to engage some more. You tell us where you're at in your business. You tell us what you need help with, and we'll be able to answer your question. I can do. Our pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you. You're very welcome. So bye everyone. I'm just going to pause recording now. Let's see if I've done it well.
I was going to say, before you go, can I just offer something to your listeners here?
Wait, hold on. I'm